Hey y'all, so I have some things for sale because over the past 2 years, I've been transitioning. I've acquired some dicks and I don't use any of them anymore, or they just don't work for me. And I would rather that somebody who really wants one could use it instead of it sitting. This is my dick box. Instead of it sitting in a box under my side table. So, um, I guess I'll talk a little bit about each one. If you are really interested and have questions, I'll definitely explain more, but I'll just tell you what I've got up for grabs. So I've got three things from Transthetics. You guys know I have the Bono, which I have a video about if you really, really want to watch that. Search it on my channel, or I'll link it if I remember. So here's the Bono. Comes in a little black thing. Everything from Transthetics comes in this nice little black bag to keep it safe. Yeah, so just short review. Didn't work for me really. I mean, you've seen in my other videos. It didn't really work for me. I haven't used it since June. It's been sitting in that box. Just made me feel worse about myself. And I'm still trying to figure out what even my sex life will ever look like. So I don't think that going the direction of prosthetics is going to be the way I go. So I'll probably never use that again. So if somebody's really interested in buying it, with like Transthetics sales are closed or stuff like that, or obviously not going to sell it for full price because I've used it and it's like the older model. It just has a different vibrator than the new ones. So yeah, if you're looking to get something a little bit cheaper, I believe it was $395 full price. So I'd probably sell it for $350. Yeah. So that, and I also have the Easy P from Transthetics. I'm not sure how much detail this webcam will pick up, but you can kind of tell. I just got this. I had like a weird week where I was like feeling shitty, and I'm like, okay, maybe I should order some of this other stuff, because I've been thinking about getting the rod and the Easy P, and I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. Sorry, Johnny's being crazy. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. So I used this like maybe 3 or 4 times at home. That was it. Just for me personally, it doesn't work in a functional way. Like the reason I was getting it was so that I could use it in a public setting, because I always have anxiety about, is there going to be more than one stall? Is there even going to be a stall that works? Because sometimes the stall is out of order, or you have to wait a really long time because some guy's like shitting his pants and you just want to pee. So I was like, okay, maybe like if it works for me, I can have that for like, or even when Eric and I are working and we're outside. Stuff like that where it'd be so easy to stand to pee in certain circumstances. So I got it. I'm wearing it on my thumb right now. But for me, my ass is big and my thighs are big. And so like for the way I have to stand, it's just like a really, really wide stance, which would just be weird in public and would never really work in public. And I don't think I'd ever feel confident enough in how it works for me to use it in public and not be worried about it leaking. So, which was really sad because I've heard so many good things about it. So, this is pretty much brand new. Well, I forget how much it was. I ordered the two together and that was $395. So I think they're like about $175 or $185 each. So I'd probably sell this $175 just because it's fucking brand new. Okay. And the last thing from Transthetics that I have is the rod. I want to hold it up to the camera. Sorry, there's fuzz because Johnny was trying to attack it earlier when I was setting up. So this is the rod. I mean, fucking lifelike. No way. How it works, roll it back. Existing growth, and you just roll it over. And it stays on. It's got like a suction. But I was really excited about this. I really thought this was going to work for me. I don't know. I have a good amount of growth, but the problem is my downstairs bits have like longer folds or whatever they're called. So it really just like doesn't stay on all the way. So it would stay on for like 30 seconds and then it would just like unsuction because of like everything, I don't know. The way everything just sits, just it didn't sit right at all. And that made me feel shitty, but that's a whole nother video. So, this has literally been worn like twice. I tried twice and it just didn't work and I said, fuck it. That is, you know, if it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work. But it's a fucking beautiful product. Like, all of this stuff are really high quality Transthetics. So, that's up for grabs. That was $185, I think. So, I'll sell it for $175. I'll write all this shit down, don't worry. So those are my Transthetics things that are up for grabs. Really, really high quality. Like, I know they're an expensive number, but they're really, really high quality. So that's why I spent the money on them. So, trying to do a little bit of a discount, you know, versus buying from him, but, you know, I still want to get some money back for the money I spent. But, anyway, the other thing I have up for grabs still, I made a video about this, like, back in May when I was talking about dysphoria. Honestly, I can't fucking remember what this is called. I'm gonna put all this in like a Tumblr post and link that in my description because I need to look up like how much each thing actually was because I don't know off the top of my head. So Chase Ross did a video on this. I just can't think of the name of what it is. It's another sex toy. I think it was definitely from Early to Bed, I think. Anyhow, it looks like this. I can't think of what it's called. Something. So helpful. I bought this before I got the Bono because Natasha didn't want to like spend a lot of money on experimenting. So I was like, fine, like I'll try this out. I didn't want to use a harness. That was what I was going for with the two toys I bought. I didn't really like that. But this just couldn't fucking make it work for me. So I believe it was 120, 130-ish. I don't remember how much the shipping was. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure it will work for somebody else. I just have a lot of issues with like penetration and everything down there I just have problems with. So it's not necessarily the toy that's a flaw. I've seen a lot of people talk about how awesome it is. So, because you don't need to wear a harness. And it has a little vibrator. So yeah. That's also up for grabs. That's been sitting in my closet since when I fucking got it in May and it didn't work for me and I had a fucking mental breakdown about it. That's what's sitting in the bag in my closet. So the last thing I have up for grabs is FreeTom 4-in-1 that I got from somebody on Tumblr like 2 years ago when I first came out as trans. I was like, I need to get stuff. So he had kind of cut this up all along the edge. Like normally this lip is a lot longer. I don't really know how much longer, but normally it's a lot longer. I think this is the natural edge maybe? I don't know. I only used it to try an STP a few times and it just didn't work for me personally. I couldn't get myself to pee. And then the one time I did, I just fucking didn't go well. I never used it for sex, but it does have... He sent it to me with all the stuff it comes with. So, it's got like an erection rod and shit like that. You have to use a harness with this kind of thing. But anyway, because it's, you know, it's got like this shit in here. Doo-doo. I used it for packing for probably like 6 months before I discovered the Get Your Joey stuff. I wore this with like a jock strap or a harness and I wore it every day almost. And it is a little on the big side, but I just personally have been going more towards the smaller things. Like, this is my packer right now. It's a 3-inch from Real Magic. So I just have been steering away from the big ones. But if you're interested in trying out something that's got all functionalities, honestly, I don't even remember what I bought it for from the kid. Like $80, I think. So this is like $50. I mean, I just want to get it out of my fucking room. It's just chilling in a box. So, because this has been passed down from 2 people now. So, those are the things I have. Just a recap. Bono by Transthetics. SDP, or EZP from Transthetics. I threw it. Rod from Transthetics. this thing from Early to Bed. I don't remember the name. Look in the thing. And what did I just say this was? The 4-in-1 from FreeTom. 5-incher, I think. So, yeah. If you're at all interested in any of this shit, which hopefully maybe somebody is, find me Facebook, Instagram, any of my social media that I have in my description. Send me a message and just say, hey, I'm interested, and we can figure out the details from there. I can give you a more, of the things I've used a few times, I can give you a more in-depth review of how it works and stuff like that. So, sorry this video is so long, but I just was thinking about it today. I was like, I should just make a video and see if there's anybody out there that wants this stuff, because I don't want to keep it sitting around. I think somebody that it's going to work for should be using it. So, yeah. Yeah, let me know if you're interested, anybody, or if you know people that might be interested, send them my way. Yeah. So, yeah, I hope you guys are having a great week, and I'll talk to you next time.